Shimon can come back and the tribes can be all together, whether they're in Egypt or in Israel, and they can get food for their families, because Yosef, he didn't know it was Yosef, said that would do that, the viceroy of Egypt. So everything would have been good, but he said a stupid thing. But then Yehuda, he says different. He says, I'll bring them back, and if I don't, I will work. I'm your son anyway, but I will work for you forever and honor you completely and never be out of your sight. I will do everything for you. Well, that's fair. So that Yaakov accepted, not just because he was promising him this, and he knew Yehuda was strong, and he would make sure the boy was safe. So Yehuda now is facing Yosef. They call this, the rabbis, the battle of the kings, because Yosef is like a king. He's second to the king of Egypt. And Yehuda, for his thing, he's the leader right now, while Yosef's not there, of the tribes, right, essentially. He became the leader, and he's going to be, of course, the tribe of, like David.
If there were not a switch between Rachel and Leah, Yosef would have been the firstborn.
That's correct. That's correct. He would have been, but there was the switch, between Dinah and Yosef in the wombs. Very good. All right. So at any rate, he would have been. He was supposed to be from Leah at any rate. But we've got, so Yehuda's arguing with him, and he makes many good arguments, and some of them are listed here. So we're going to go first back to chapter 42, which is in last week's Parsha, because we're looking at a particular phrase. The phrase is, basically, the first time it's told, it's by Yaakov himself. Is the one after Reuven makes this stupid statement. He says, I'm not sending down the boy with you guys, because he might not come back alive, and you will then send my gray hairs, he's old, right, down to the grave in sorrow. I don't want to go down to the grave where the last thing I remember is both my sons are gone, right? I lost Yosef, don't know where he is, and now I'm going to lose Benjamin. This is crazy. That's what Yaakov's talking about. So the words there are, I'm going to read you three of the words. They're at the end of the line. Line 38, it's the pasuk there in Hebrew. Line 38 of chapter 42 says, Et shiviti, that's four words actually, Et shiviti, my gray hairs, Vayagon Shaola. Shaola is like going to hell, or going to the grave. It's Shaol. Shaol means grave, but it also means hell. It's our word for hell. We don't talk a concept of hell, but if you wanted that concept, that would be it, Shaol. At any rate, it's Shaolah. And it's Vayagon, which I think is translated sorrow, whatever it really means. That's what's translated, sorrow. So my gray hairs are going to sorrow in the grave. I'm going to go down to the grave feeling bad. My whole life has been a misery because I lost Yosef and I lost Benjamin. So that's what Yaakov himself says. And I underlined Vayagon Shaol, and you'll see why in a moment. Then we pick up a little into chapter 44 in the middle of the chapter, and it's this week's Parsha, and it says at the end there also, Et shivisi bara'ah shola. So this is Yehuda saying to Yosef, he doesn't know it's Yosef, but he's telling the viceroy of Egypt, my father said this, that his hairs are going to go down, his gray hairs are going to go down to the grave in sorrow. But instead of saying sorrow, he changes it to Ra. You're going to change your father's words? He's changing Yaakov's words, but there's a reason, and we'll find out why, gematria-wise. He says evil, like bad, he's going to go down really badly to the grave. At any rate, it's the same lashon though, Ra'ah, Shivisi, my gray hairs, Ra'ah, Shola. We're going to look at Ra'ah, Shola in a few minutes. And then, two pasukim later, he's now saying it again, this time for himself. He's telling Yosef now as viceroy, and for my part, I don't want my father's gray hairs to go down to the grave in sorrow, right? So then he uses the one that Yaakov did say, but there's one letter different. So look up at the top and you see Vayagon Shaola, and down here you see Vayagon Shaola. There's a letter missing. Does anybody see the letter? I'm looking at the underlined piece. The Vav. The Vav up there's a Vav. Now down here we don't have a Vav. What? They ran out of ink. I hate to say that. They didn't run out of ink. The scribe knows what he's doing. God knows what he's doing. These words are there for a purpose of either code and or gematria, or both. Now there may be a code here also, I don't know. Right there, I don't know. But there is gematrias, and we also have a few codes in other places. So we're going to look at those three words. So now, on the back second page, or page 2b, it says, there are three underlined phrases here with the same theme of going down to the grave. The first and the last, we're taking the first and the last, since they seem to be the most similar, only one letter different. And we're going to add their gematrias together, because they're different slightly. And the gematria total is 820. Unbelievable what 820 is. I don't say it here what it is, I'll tell you now. It's on the page in another form. But 820 is the same as the Ahavta L'Recha Kamocha. What's that mean? Anybody? Love your neighbor as yourself. However they translate that, but the point is it means love your neighbor. This is the golden rule for Judaism. The non-Jews say different. We say love your neighbor, right? They say what? I can't remember what they say.
Do unto others.
Oh yeah, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But the problem with that is, what if I am a pervert of some sort, and I'm not, I hope, and then I want others to do unto me perverted things. So I'm going to do that to them because I want them to do that to me? I mean, that's what I'm not saying that thinking is that, but that's what that line implies. But to love your neighbor means love them. I mean, to have good thinking and only good feelings for your neighbor, whoever your neighbor is, non-Jew or Jew. At any rate, we're going to go on. But the middle one, right smack in between them, the one that's different, that Yehuda changed the Lashon from his father. Why? We don't know. Ra'ah Sha'ola is equal to exactly 613. When I found this years ago, and I actually found it in the States, and I brought this before in class a couple of years ago, but I sent this to Rabbi Pinchas Winston, and he wrote me back, one of the only times he's ever written me, because I'm no big shot, so why should he write me? He was a mistake. Well, you know, and he didn't know me from Adam. I saw him now on a bus one time, but I didn't know him then, never saw his face. So he wrote me back, he says, "This is great, Ruvain. You can see the Siyata Vishmaya in it." And I knew what that means. Heavenly providence. You can see heavenly advice there. So that's what this was, because I told him about these gematrias. I didn't go further, but now I'm going to go further with this. So who is this Yehuda who's doing this talking? Yehuda happens to be the tribe that will later get a bracha by Yaakov in chapter 49 of Bereshit towards the end. And who is Yehuda? He's the tribe that brings us kingship, right? That's where David and Melech, that's where Mashiach comes from. Right. This tribe, the tribe of Yehuda. Who else came from this tribe, who actually was, I don't know if he was called an exilarch, because I think he lived in Israel, but he's in the line of Yehuda, and in David and Melech also, by the way, that's a subset of the Yehuda tribe. Anyway, is Hillel. So Hillel, the famous Hillel the rabbi, is from Yehuda. Shammai is not. I don't know where Shammai comes from, maybe priestly sect, but he certainly, Hillel is. So we're going to bring now the famous story of Hillel and the Nachri. Hillel and the non-Jew. That's what I called the top of the page. Because of Yehuda, and because of the line, love your neighbor as yourself, because that's in here in a certain way. On another occasion, there were occasions before where a Jew met a non-Jew, okay? It happened that a certain non-Jew came before Shammai, this famous Shammai, and said to him, "I will convert to Judaism on condition that you teach me the whole of Torah while I stand on one foot." Right? So it's actually the non-Jew is going to stand there on one foot. How long can a person? I can't stand on one foot for very long at all. And even if I was in great shape, I probably still couldn't stand more than 5 minutes. Hardly anybody can. You have to be in really good shape to do that. How many minutes can he stand there to hear the whole Torah? He can't. So that's craziness. Why would Shammai do that? And he wouldn't. So Shammai is very critical, and Shammai chased him away with the builder's tool that he was in his hand. He was measuring things for the Beit HaMikdash at that time. He then, this Nachri says, "I'm not giving up." He came before Hillel and said to him, "Convert me." And then there's no more of what they said to each other. Hillel said to him then, right then, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor." By the way, on that, the rabbis all say, that's the golden rule. It's the same as v'ahavta l'recha kamocha. It's just said in a negative way, as opposed to in a positive way. And then he says, that is the whole Torah, the rest is commentary, zil gamor in Hebrew. Go and learn it. All right, that's what it is. We have it down below. I have that whole thing below. Now we want to skip the codes and the one gematria. I'll do the one gematria. When Shammai's talking, please don't think Shammai is any, two-bit rabbi here. This is real Rav guy. So he's shooing him away, but he's really a good guy. Else he doesn't want this Nachri to make a fool of him and do this thing. Hillel's more lenient. He's going to do it because he wants him to learn this lesson. But Shammai pushes him away. The Amat, that's not Emet, it's Amat. Habinyan Shebiado. And that's the 3 words I have in the big double underline.
Yeah.
Does everybody see the big double underline? Yeah, it's on page 2B also again. You know what the gematria illustrates? I didn't put the gematria on the page. It's 882. It's 2 times truth, and it looks like truth is there. It looks like it's the word emet. It's not really emet. It's a mat. Amma is a measurement, right? Amma, an amma. You've heard of amot, how many amot the ark was, or whatever. It's an amma. It's called an amma in Hebrew. Whatever it's equal to, 3 feet, whatever. So this is what he had. He had measuring feet, or amot, ha-binyan, of the building, because he's building measuring tool, sheva yado, which is in his hand. That's what it says, that full phrase. It's 2 times truth, because he's shooing him away with truth. He's saying, you can't be here, you don't want to know truth, you don't want to know the Torah, you're just, making a game with me. It's not right. It wasn't right. By the way, if a person today, even for conversion, is the rabbi supposed to say, no? Did you know that when you get converted, the first time the rabbi is supposed to push you away? Because you have to really want to do it. Or you're just some guy, some woman, you come and say, I want to be a Jew. Maybe you want to be a Jew because you like corned beef sandwiches that are kosher. I don't know why you want to be a Jew. So therefore, they're supposed to push them away. Nicely. So you push with one hand and bring in with the other. That's what the rabbis say. So they push him away. That's what he did. He pushed them away. He'll come back, and he did come back. He came back to Hillel. But now let's go to Hillel. So Hillel said this line. I'm going to take the line now. Not the whole line. I'm only going to say it from the end on line 2B, on page 2B, and then the beginning of page 2C. It says, the end of that says, Zu he call. This is called HaTorah Kula. It's the whole entire Torah. The Edach and the rest, and I got this underlined now, it's Pirusha He. Now you may think that word is who, and it usually is, but there's no dots in the Talmud either. So when you look at the Meforashim on this, and it's a He, it's pronounced He, because they've said how it's pronounced. So sometimes in the Torah you have that also. If there's a dot under the Vav, it's He, and if the dot is inside on the side of the Vav, then it's who. It's spelled the same. Sometimes it's Yud, then you know it's He. All right, this is Perusha He. But however you pronounce it, its gematria would be the same, spelled like that. And what is Perusha He equal to? It's on the bottom, 613. That's like our 613. And who's saying this? Yehuda's relative. Who is it later on? Hillel. Hillel's direct descendant of Yehuda. Not only that, he's a direct descendant of David, of Melech. So even a more limited step. But at any rate, it's great. And then we have a few codes to worry about. And here's the code. So the reason for this story, and the fact that Yaakov and Yehuda said these things, and the words are being changed, is for Hashem to teach you Hillel, that Hillel is going to teach the 613 mitzvot. So Hillel is really saying what? He's saying, and the rest is commentary. The rest is 613. You don't need one mitzvah. You need all the mitzvahs. You have to love your neighbor as yourself, but you have to do it all, or at least as much as you can of the 613. All right, but now we're going to finish with the codes. So it's all the word givur. What is that word? I forgot myself. A second. Oh, Gamor. Right, Zeal Gamor. Gamor means go and learn it. Learn it, like Gemara. Learning Gemara. So it means learning. Gamor is here in our code, coded in line 29. One of the ones that has our little statement about hairs going down to, whether it has that one or not, it's there. The other one is the word nakri is also there, and another word which I think is refu, which means to heal. I don't know why I put that in years ago, but I don't remember why. But the other one is in the stuff too. It's a nakri. He's called nakri. He's not just called something. It's a non-Jew. So nun, kaf, reis, yud is also there. So why is the story of Hillel here? Because of the fact that it is coded, and not only coded, it is in the gematria of these special things. That's what Yehuda is trying to teach.